Good evening, everybody. Can you believe it? It's the final masterclass of the 6-week series. Thank you for joining us this evening. Class, strengthen your natural defenses. And this week, we are ending with the fitness plan. I want to say it's been an awesome journey so far. This is way cooler than I even thought it was going to be. The involvement, the engagement, the participation, the life change, the feedback that all of you have been giving me inside and outside of the office has been fabulous. So I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have. And a few of you, quite a few of you, are going to be warrior patients, the true masters of the 5 essentials. And that's what the plan and what the goal for this whole series was about. So I want to welcome you on. Many of you have joined every single week so far. For those of you who are maybe tuning in for the first time, I'd love to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Jake Shupe, and this here with me is my beautiful wife, Dr. Christy Shupe. We're the proud owners and founders of Freedom Family Chiropractic, a max living health center where our clinic is located in Garner, North Carolina. And we are a max living chiropractic office, which what that means is not only do we deliver elite level corrective chiropractic care, but we have 5 essentials, a system of living that truly transforms your health from the inside out. So from left to right on this slide here, we've got core chiropractic, nutrition, mindset, oxygen, and exercise. And that last one, the X, that's minimizing toxins. And when we see people implement these essentials, this is how we see amazing life change. Like for me personally, I had a back injury in college, which chiropractic helped me completely overcome back pain. It helped me overcome my allergies. It helped my wife, Dr. Christy, help her overcome debilitating panic attacks and anxiety. She regained her health. Now she teaches other people how they can get healthy and do the same thing. I watched my mom come off 2 antidepressants that she took for over 15 years. She's happier, she's more joyful, and she knows more about health now than she did 20 years ago. She overcame migraine headaches, came off of Imitrex, which is a terrible migraine drug. She's lost weight, and she ran her first half marathon in her 60s from implementing the things that we teach. I'm super proud of her. My dad lost weight, came off of blood pressure medication. He came off of, he overcame plantar fasciitis. Here, I got comments coming in here left and right. So I'm just trying to stay with you here. So we've seen this transform our health personally, and now I've seen countless thousands of others of patients come into our office and seen it change their health. And it's one of the reasons why we're so excited. We're so passionate to share this information. And this class is just another way that we get to do that. So if you're joining us right now, we hop on. We'd love to hear your comments. Just let us know that you're with us. And whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we'd love to hear from you. And some of the things that you learn throughout the class tonight, if you think that's good or that's a good takeaway, we'd love to hear that from you as well. And also, for many of you who have watched all 5, and this is now your 6th one, please, please, please let us know. You can either comment on here when you're done, or you can text the office and let us know that, hey, I completed all 6 of the master classes, and we will make sure that next week we get your certificates, your t-shirts, so that we get to celebrate your commitment to the 5 essentials and getting smarter this year and healthier too. So last week we talked about next level nutrition and detoxification. And I went through 8 ways to naturally detoxify your body. And if you missed it and you want to catch those 8 ways, don't worry, go back. And they're on the Dr. Jake Shupe YouTube channel and the Freedom Family Chiropractic Facebook page. You can still catch that. You have to the end of this week. So by Sunday night to complete the 6 classes, if you still want to be recognized for the Masterclass completion. But it was a great class talking about detox. This week, we are talking about the fitness plan. And why do we have to talk about fitness? Why do we have to talk about these things so much more now? It's because our lifestyle and what has become common is worse than it's ever been. In fact, many of you have seen this statistic before, but 2 out of 3 Americans are overweight or obese. So 66% of the population is overweight or obese. And that means that now, to be in a healthy weight, you are now the minority. So it is countercultural now. You are the minority. And when you are actually at a healthy weight, which just blows my mind, staggers my mind, that is where our society is at right now. In fact, when you are obese, you are now more susceptible and at greater risk of over 60 different chronic illnesses. And just to name some of the big ones: cancer, heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune issues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Your risk of these diseases go up. Now, one thing I do want to say quickly is that oftentimes I'll have people come into the office and they'll say, I'm obese or I'm overweight, but I'm healthy. Like I'm really overweight, but I'm healthy. Well, you might not have high blood pressure, heart disease, or cancer right now, but being overweight, severely overweight, that is your body telling you that you are already in an unhealthy state. And the only difference between those diseases is the amount of time before it becomes noticeable. So I want to highly, not that we're shaming anybody, not that we're judging anybody or anything like that, but understanding that being overweight means that the body is not healthy and functioning properly. So we've got to do everything that we can to work on that. But we're not just talking, tonight is not just talking about overweight or obesity. We've got to talk about another group of people that sometimes they get kind of forgotten about, and I call it the thin and unfit. So just because you are a thin person doesn't mean that your body has a healthy composition to it. So when we're talking about fitness, we're talking to the thin and unfit. We're talking to the overweight, or even if you are a super fit person, if you stop doing the things that got you there to begin with, then you are going backwards. So tonight is not about whether you're overweight, thin, or fit. It's about learning, growing, taking continual action steps forward so that you can have the fitness lifestyle that you really want to have. So developing a fitness plan. Tonight, there's more than just exercise that we have to talk about in developing a fitness plan. And yes, we're going to talk about exercise, different types of exercise, but we're also going to discuss the type of eating that you are going to do to support your fitness levels, and not just the food that you're eating, but the timing of your eating, when you eat and when you work out compared to your eating cycles as well. So we're going to talk about intermittent fasting. We'll talk about how your chiropractic care supports your fitness levels. Also, we'll finish up with some fitness supporting supplementation and how that can really help you hit your goals. And before I go into the actual exercise, I think it's really important to address mindset, because if you don't get your mind right, you'll never create a true habit or a lifestyle of movement and activity. So why right now, I'm going to take 1 minute and just kind of ask a couple of questions. If you don't exercise regularly, what are some of the biggest reasons that you don't? A lot of people say it's time. They don't have enough time. They're too busy. They're not any good at it. It's just not my thing. Another excuse that I hear is that it hurts or it's painful. Well, with working out, there is a lot of different reasons that you might not be working out, but we're going to try to overcome some of those limiting beliefs and create overcome those and help you move in the right direction with those. So, and hopefully some of the things that I show you you'll see that it is with some of the things that I show you that will help you to overcome that. So let's talk about oxygen and exercise and the right types of movements. So there's a lot of different types of exercise. There is weightlifting. There is high intensity workouts, which we're going to talk about. There's walking, there's running, there's swimming, there's all sorts of different movements that you can do. And it's not just about picking one different one. In fact, if you've heard me speak before, I ask a question, and it's kind of funny, but I believe this. I say, what is the most important type of exercise? It's the one that you do consistently. That's it. So the most important type of exercise is the one that you do consistently. Because even if one over here is going to get better results, something is going to be better than nothing. And creating a lifestyle of movement is really about what this whole class tonight is all about. So with the type of exercise that we talk about a lot, which is high intensity, short duration workouts, these are scientifically proven to allow you to get the best results in the shortest amount of time possible. Why is that? Well, these types of workouts, they don't take very long, but they are going to allow you to condition your body to increase your human growth hormone and keep your cortisol levels low. So your human growth hormone, that is going to help you burn more fat. And when you build more lean muscle and you burn more fat, you're going to have a better body composition. And you're a healthier person overall when you're able to have a better fat burning ability. Well, with the workouts being short workouts, then you can keep your cortisol levels low, which is a stress hormone. Now, cortisol does get somewhat of a bad rap sometimes, but which many people's cortisol levels are too high, this allows them to be lower and allows your fat burning ability to increase as well. So high intensity, short duration workouts are very, very effective. And even if you do not do them every week, you can utilize them as a portion of your workouts at least a couple of times a week. Or let's say you like to lift weights, right? Well, you can incorporate these high intensity styles into your weight training. Or let's say you like to swim. Well, you can incorporate bursts of high intensity even into your swims too. So you can still do the things that you love and still implement some of the benefits that your HIIT training allows you to get. Because when it comes to time, for people who say they don't have a lot of time, they can fit these in a lot of these workouts are 12 to 14 minutes, or actually some of them are even less. They're like 6 or 8 minute workouts. So for those who don't feel that they don't have time, it doesn't take long to get these in and get a really, really good workout. Like here's an example. This morning, preparing for these master classes, I've been getting up every week at either 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning and putting in several hours. And that's really important. And it's really easy where I could say like, hey, I don't have time to work out because I got to prepare for these. Well, this morning, just as an example, I pushed it to the very limits, but I blocked off like 5 minutes and I stretched for 2 of them. Did my wobble exercises, did my neck traction, did my floor stretches for 2 minutes. And then I did a 3-minute workout this morning. Like, no, it wasn't like my best workout ever. No, but I got in 3 minutes. I did 50 burpees, just 3 minutes straight, got my heart rate up, got sweating a little bit, boom. And I headed off for the day. So I didn't have a ton of time, but I was still able to get even a short workout in that helps move me forward. And it was a high intensity type of workout. So you can get these in a very, very short amount of time. And one of the cool things about the HIIT training is that when you do these, you're not just burning calories during the workout, you are burning calories after you're done working out. So whereas a classic cardio is going to be moderate output, you're sweating during it, your fat burning ability drops down, your afterburn drops off quickly after the workout. And with metabolic conditioning, your afterburn, your ability to burn fat can be elevated for as long as 36 hours after your workout, which makes this type of exercise very, very beneficial and can help you tremendously with your fitness and your body composition. If you're a patient in the office, whether you purchased it or whether it became part of your program, or you know somebody that has it, like if you have the Max T3 workouts, then you may have the old DVDs from like 4, 5, 6 years ago, or many of you received a bookmark that has a login and a password in it. And the problem is there are a lot of people that I know that have not logged into the actual website yet. So I'm going to really break it down and show you the next steps of applying this. You got to go to the maxt3.com website. You're going to come up to a page like this. If you have one of those bookmarks, you're going to click the blue button that says sign in. And then you're going to enter in your username, your password. Now, if you do not have one of those, or you are not a patient in the office, you can go to the buy digital version. It's $19.99. You're going to get like 22 different workouts. So there's a ton of stuff on there. And once you get signed in, so you go to the sign in page, mine looks like this, boom, login, password, you go. And then the next thing you're going to see is you're going to see 2 different modules. Module 1 is super fast and fast version. Module 2 is going to be the 40-20 workouts and the Tabata workouts. And there's 12 different fast and super fast workouts, there's like 10 full workouts in the 40-20 and Tabatas. You'll come to a page like this, and they're just all listed out: core, upper body, surge. There's even more of them on there. And you click the watch button. Now, here's the thing though. It says watch, but you got to do more than just watch. You got to do more than just watch. You get up, you get your workout gear on, and you participate in the workouts. There's beginner, there's intermediate, there's advanced movements for every single one of the workouts. And you, in as little as 12 minutes, you can start getting an awesome high intensity interval training workout in. And when it comes to these types of exercises, the goal, and I mentioned this in one of the last classes, the goal is with the majority of your workouts that you want to be sweating. If you don't sweat very often, then chances are you need to push yourself a little bit harder, because the sweating is where this good toxin release comes from. So all these chemicals that we talked about in their environment from weeks prior, you want to sweat out those toxins. And now there are some workouts like recovery workouts and super low heart rate workouts where maybe you just did a humongous workout in your body and your joints are all sore and you're just trying to get the blood flow moving and you're just going for a walk where, you know, your goal is not to sweat. But I would say the majority of your workouts, the goal should be to be breathing heavy and sweating out to release some of these toxins. So another component to your fitness plan is your chiropractic care. And one of the things that we talked about a couple of weeks ago when talking about the nervous system was a study of how chiropractic care enhances brain function, right? And specifically in the prefrontal cortex. And when your prefrontal cortex is functioning, your brain is signaling better, you have better balance during your workouts. So less likelihood of, falling over or hurting yourself. You have better balance. You have better coordination. You have better spatial awareness of your body movements. And not only does that help things like your agility and your performance, but also it helps reduce your risk of injury with chiropractic adjustments prior to the exercise. And then, of course, you've got your chiropractic adjustments for recovery. So after you've done your workout, we know that it increases it reduces recovery time and pain, soreness, and helps you get back to doing things in healing and repairing even faster. So sometimes people ask me, well, hey, Dr. Jake, is it better to work out before, or is it better to get adjusted before you work out, or is it better to get adjusted after you work out? Well, both, because they both have different purposes and they both have different reasons and rationales. So I would say that if you are like competing, or you have a really important workout where you're trying to get your PR or your personal best on something, then I would get adjusted and do my spinal exercises before the workout versus, but if your main goal is just to recover and, heal and repair, then I would get adjusted right after the workout. Or if you can, it would be ideal to get adjusted, before the workout and then, maybe the next day or something like that if possible. So they both have their benefits. One is not better than the other. They just have a different rationale and a different purpose behind the benefit. And along with your chiropractic adjustments helping, your spinal home care exercises. I do not work out without doing at least my wobble cushion exercises and my floor stretches and most of the time my neck traction as well, because I want to make sure that my spine is loose, my muscles are limber, and that I'm going to not only perform well, but I want to make sure that I'm doing as much of my stretching as possible to reduce injury. So your chiropractic care is a huge component to your fitness level. Let's talk a little bit about nutrition. So the last few weeks, when going over the 5 essentials, we have discussed somewhat of the core plan and the advanced plan. And that's chapter 4 of the Align Your Health book, Eat Well to Live Well. And also, if you go to the appendices, which is the very, very back of the book, you can see all the different foods in the core plan and the advanced plan. Also on our Facebook page, we have Nutrition 101 recorded on there. It's a whole hour class that breaks everything down in detail on the core plan and the advanced plan, because the foods that you're eating absolutely support your fitness and your weight. Well, along with that, when you eat your food and how you're eating your food and your time intervals also have a big impact. And so if you're wanting some weight loss tips or some fat burning tips that will cost you $0 and will be very, very effective and actually save you money, then you're going to really, really like this next section. So let's talk about intermittent fasting. Last week, we talked about juice cleanses and water cleanses. This week, we're going to talk about intermittent fasting and a couple of different types of it. Well, intermittent fasting, it says here it's an immune system reset. It is, and it's shown to be able to even enhance your white blood cells and your immune function post intermittent fasting or post fasting. Also, on top of it, intermittent fasting helps boost your metabolism, increases insulin sensitivity. So for those of you that have, diabetes, blood sugar type issues, it can help increase sensitivity to insulin, which is awesome. And it is a very, very powerful, it's very, very powerful fat burning. Some people call it a hack. I would call it just a tool, a eating tool. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. So your most traditional intermittent fasting is your 16 and 8. And we kind of talked about this before last week when we talked about juice cleansing, how there is this building phase and a cleansing phase. You got your building phase and your cleansing phase. Well, that goes hand in hand with, your building phase when you're eating food, and then your fasting period. That cleansing or fasting period is where it helps rest the digestive system, balance hormones, increase fat burning ability, and control and reset even hunger cravings as well. So your typical standard one is going to be your 16 and 8. So 8 hours of an eating window followed by 16 hours of fasting. So what this looks like for most people, like Dr. Christy and I, we've been fasting, intermittent fasting for probably about 9 years now. Once we heard about it from Jordan Rubin, who's one of my nutrition mentors. And so we do 2 meals a day most days. Like the whole adage that like breakfast is the most important meal of the day, I don't believe that. I don't buy into that. And that's not what the research shows and what the studies show is. Now, breakfast being the most important meal of the day, that's really important to companies like Kellogg's, General Mills, Pillsbury, Pop-Tarts cereal companies, breakfast companies. They'll tell you that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but you do not have to eat breakfast to be a healthy individual. In fact, I rarely eat breakfast, and it's intentionally too. So a typical 16 and 8 intermittent window is, so for me, it's going to be somewhere around 11 or 12. I eat my first meal around noon, and then my last meal is about 8 p.m. I get home later in the evening, so I try to keep it to about an 8-hour window typically. Now, you do want to give yourself a couple of hours to digest food before you go to bed. It's not good to just eat and go straight to bed, which is one of my challenges. But I keep it around an 8-hour window, and then you go to bed, and then 16 hours of fasting, and you don't eat until the next day at 11 or 12. And what this allows is all that time to digest, rest and digest, hormones balance, fat burning ability goes through the roof, and you're not in a building phase, you're in a cleansing, fasting, fat burning phase. And it can be really, really beneficial tool for fat burning, and especially if you have some specific fitness goals. I will go along and say another thing, that if you, as far as your workouts are concerned, if you work out right at the end of your fast, you can see even greater fat burning abilities from your workouts. You'll get more fat burning from the workout if you work out at the end of your fast. So let's say you ate dinner, you went to bed, slept for 8 hours, you got up, you had your morning, and then you worked out like right before your first meal. That's where you can see some of the greatest results. Another type of intermittent fasting is something, it's one meal a day. It's exactly what it sounds like. We call it OMAD. I think some other people pronounce it a little bit differently, but we call it OMAD, which is just one meal a day. And this is going to be the same, intermittent fasting concept. It's just a little bit more, it's just taking it one step further. So basically it's a 23-in-1, 23 hours of fasting. You get one meal a day. Typically people utilize that with dinner. It's usually easier if that's a dinner meal, but it could be breakfast. It could be lunchtime, and you can do several days of OMAD, or one meal a day. Again, this is great fat burning time. There is some caloric restriction to it, because it's really hard to eat, the equivalent of 3 meals in 1 hour, or in one meal. So there is some of that to it as well, and it works quite well. A couple of other ones that I've just learned within this past year that I'm excited about right now are these varied fasting plans. And these are great for weight optimization and hormone balance. That's really what you're trying to do, is you're trying to balance and reset hormones, because weight loss, the keys to weight loss is balancing hormones. If you can get your hormones balanced, and you are going to be a healthier individual. So here's 2 other versions that you can try that might be a little bit easier for you, because they have a little bit more variability. They're not super, super restrictive. So you've got your 5-1-1, which is 5 days of intermittent fasting. So like your typical 16 and 8, or something close to that. So 5 days of intermittent fasting when doing the advanced plan. So no carbs, or very, very low carbs, followed by 1 day eating core plan foods. So you're introducing some more carbohydrates. So that's kind of like a little bit of a reward, so to speak. And then following the day of a little bit higher carb with core plan, you do your OMAD. So you just eat 1 meal a day. And what this is essentially doing is it's mixing intermittent fasting along with some carb cycling. So you kind of get like that reward day in there. It's still healthy carbohydrates. It's still healthy foods, But some people actually do better introducing a day of carbs or 2 days of carbs in a week than just going completely restrictive or completely keto and low carb all week long. Not only mentally can this help you sustain this type of lifestyle longer, because let's face it, carbs usually taste pretty good, right? Not only mentally, but even physiologically, getting some carbohydrates can work better for some body types throughout the week. But this is an awesome plan to follow. Another modified version of this is the 4-2-1, very similar. 4 days of intermittent fasting with the advanced plan, followed by 2 days of core plan. So 2 days of a little bit more carbs, and then 1 day of OMAD afterwards. And so these are just some tools that you can use that literally you don't have to purchase them. It doesn't cost you anything. You can just try your different timing with the foods that you're eating right now, and people can still see some pretty awesome results. The last thing that I want to finish up with this evening is some weight loss and fitness supporting supplementation. So, of course, you've got to eat healthy foods. You've got to create an active lifestyle and moving your body with regular workouts. But this is a great way to, of course, add this in to see even more enhanced benefits. First supplement that I want to talk about tonight is a supplement that I've taken for years. It's a great, tested, trusted, solid supplement in the Max Living supplement line called Max Fit. Helps increase energy, it aids in recovery, helps reduce your cortisol and stress levels, helps blood sugars. Here's why. It's got some key ingredients in it that help you achieve some of these things. So it's got L-carnitine, and that's going to be a great one that aids in recovery, helps repair tissues, but it also provides energy. So this is going to help utilize fat. It actually breaks down fat to give you energy. So that's L-carnitine, which also helps repairing tissues and increasing energy. It's got ashwagandha. That's an adaptogenic herb that has been shown to reduce cortisol by up to 25%. And then remember, cortisol is that stress hormone that causes you to hold on to fat, and it inhibits your fat burning ability. Also, it's got decaffeinated green coffee bean extract in it, which, no, there's no caffeine, so it's not caffeinated for those of you who can't have caffeine, so you don't have to worry about it. But green coffee bean extract is a natural appetite suppressant, and it helps balance blood sugar. It's been great for especially people who are diabetic. It's been helped to support healthy blood sugar levels. So for anybody who's just trying to overcome everyday stress, this is a great one for, but it was specifically designed for workouts and recovery from workouts as well. So this supplement's $24.99. Of course, anybody who picks these supplements up in the office from watching the Masterclass, 10% discount from the Masterclass. Just reference the class and you'll get your discount. Or you can order these online on our website. And our website, you can go to freedomfamilychiro.com and click on store, and you can search for the Max Fit, and they'll be right in there as well. You can have it shipped right to your house if you want to. The next couple of supplements that I want to talk about tonight is the Metabolics Burn, a little bit more about the L-carnitine, and I want to finish up with the grass-fed whey protein. These are some great weight loss and fitness support supplements. So I want to start with the Metabolics Burn, because of all the capsule supplementation, this is going to be the most potent of the weight loss supplements. So Metabolics Burn, it contains Garcinia extract, green tea extract as well. Excuse me. Green tea extract, Garcinia, and American ginseng. And what these natural herbs do, they help fat burning, so they boost your metabolism. They help balancing your hormones. And remember, hormones are the key to weight loss, as well as control hunger cravings. So Metabolics Burn has thermogenic properties, which is heat increasing, which is one of the things that will help with your metabolism and fat burning ability. So great supplement for weight loss. A lot of people really like this one. And along with that is that pro-L-carnitine, which is really powerful. Now, I did mention that in the Max Fit. This is going to be a straight higher dosage of the L-carnitine, which is going to be great for providing you energy. So especially if you want, a lot of energy for your workouts. For some people, it's just like, hey, I just want energy to get through the rest of my normal days. But especially if you want extra energy for your workouts, this allows you to take fat, break down fat, utilize that for increased energy levels. So you get increased energy and increased fat burning at the same time. And then the one that I wanted to finish up with is probably my favorite of all the fitness / weight loss type of supplements is the protein powders. So right here, you've got shown the grass-fed whey protein. I will also plug the Pure Path protein as well, because I think they have some similarities to them, and they're not just a supplement. I look at these protein powders as more of a food. You are getting macronutrients, so you are getting high amounts of high quality pure protein to build lean muscle. And specifically, whey protein has been studied for a long period of time, decades, that has shown to help with your metabolism. So, and the cool thing about these protein powders, yes, some you can just throw them in a water bottle shaker, or you can put them in your unsweetened almond milk and shake them up and just drink them plain like that. But a lot of times, why I think they're even more beneficial is most people utilize them for smoothies, where then you're throwing in healthy fats, you're throwing in greens or healthy berries. Now you have a complete meal, and now it's not just a supplement. That it's like, this is nutrition, real food, that you're going to see even greater weight loss results. So if people are coming to the office and they ask me, hey, what is the number, if I could only take one supplement or purchase one thing and I would see the best weight loss results, I would say every single time it's one of the protein powders, because it enhances your nutrition, whether it be a snack or with a complete meal. And so that's where people are going to see some of the biggest changes. You add in some of these other things like the Metabolics Burn or the Max Fit, you're just taking your results to even the next level. So grass-fed whey protein is a month supply. It's $69.99. We have a weight loss bundle. If you purchase all three of these together, it saves you $20. That's also on the website as well. So if you want to purchase these three together, you can go to freedomfamilychiro.com. Instead of $169, brings it all the way down to just $149, and you can get the weight loss bundle from there. Of course, if you want to order it in the office, you can just say, hey, saw it on the Masterclass. I want to get these supplements, and we'll get them ordered for you as well. So when you look at these things, fitness is not just your workouts. Fitness it's a mindset. It's your workouts. It's how you approach your nutrition. It's your chiropractic care supporting that, your supplementation. So your fitness plan is really this combination of your best utilization of the 5 essentials. And when you put these together, you're going to see some amazing results. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this masterclass series. It's been a lot of fun. And I want to thank every single person for joining. Again, if you completed all 6 of the classes, then just make sure you make a comment, say, hey, completed the masterclass, or you can text the office later this week if you're watching this at a later time. And we want to recognize you and honor all of you. We're excited for the certificates and the t-shirts to hand out. And stay tuned for some more amazing content through video on Facebook and YouTube. God bless. Have an amazing day.